Welcome to another exciting episode of Howard's Opinion, the podcast where we dive into the world of sports and share our thoughts on the latest developments. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm glad you're joining me today. As we approach the final stretch of the NFL season, the playoff picture is becoming increasingly clear, but there's still plenty of drama to unfold. With just 5 weeks left in the regular season, several teams are fighting for a spot in the postseason, while others are on the verge of being eliminated. Let's take a look at some of the key matchups this weekend that could reshape the playoff race. The Pittsburgh Steelers are traveling to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. The Jacksonville Jaguars are hosting the Indianapolis Colts, and the Chicago Bears are facing off against the Green Bay Packers. These games feature teams that are either currently in the playoff picture or sitting just outside of it, making them crucial in determining the final standings. On the other hand, some teams are on the brink of elimination. The Cleveland Browns, Washington Commanders, Minnesota Vikings, Atlanta Falcons, and New York Jets could all be mathematically eliminated from playoff contention this weekend, depending on the outcome of their games and other results around the league. The Texans-Chiefs matchup is also one to watch, as it could have significant implications for AFC seeding and wildcard chaos. And with none of the top teams able to clinch a spot in the playoffs just yet, there's still plenty of football to be played before we know who'll be competing in the postseason. We'll be keeping a close eye on all these developments and more as the NFL season heats up. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're diving into the world of college football, specifically the University of Central Florida Knights. Recruiting analysts have been weighing in on the team's 2026 signees, and the consensus is that this class leaves a lot to be desired. The analysts are concerned about the small number of Florida players in this class, with some noting that it's not highly ranked. They're questioning who the big impact guys are and where the excitement is. One analyst pointed out that the team's decommit list from Florida has more stars than their commit list, which raises some red flags. Another concern is that the team seems to be relying too heavily on the transfer portal to find immediate help rather than developing their own players. This could indicate a lack of confidence in the current roster and a desire to bring in more experienced players. However, not all analysts are pessimistic about the team's future. Some see this class as a sign that the Knights are identifying good athletes in their home state and working towards building a competitive roster. They're emphasizing the importance of keeping Florida players at home, which is crucial for any school in the state. Ultimately, it's too early to tell what this class means for the long-term future of the UCF Knights under Coach Scott Frost. But one thing is clear, the team has its work cut out for it if they want to compete with the best in the conference. The analysts' takes on the Knights' recruiting efforts have sparked a lot of debate, and we'd love to hear from you. Do you think this class is a step in the right direction, or are there more concerns than positives? Share your thoughts with us on social media using the hashtag #eHowardsOpinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. As we wrap up today's show, I want to dive into the world of baseball and the upcoming winter meetings. The Philadelphia Phillies are heading into these meetings with all eyes on two key players, Kyle Schwarber and JT Realmuto. The team has been quiet so far, only adding a few prospects to their 40-man roster since the end of the World Series. But with the winter meetings just around the corner, it's likely we'll see some movement soon. The Phillies are eager to re-sign Schwarber, and he's expressed interest in returning to the team. However, other teams are also reportedly interested in the outfielder, which could complicate negotiations. If the Phillies can't come to an agreement with Schwarber, they may need to explore other options, such as Alex Bregman or Bo Bichette. Meanwhile, Realmuto is another key player the Phillies are looking to re-sign. He's a highly sought-after catcher, known for his exceptional leadership and game-calling abilities. The Red Sox have already expressed interest in signing him, so the Phillies will need to act quickly if they want to keep him on their roster. As the winter meetings get underway, it's possible we'll see some surprise moves from the Phillies. Perhaps they'll make a trade or two to shake things up and bring some new energy to the team. One intriguing possibility is Twins outfielder Byron Buxton, although it's unclear if he'd be willing to waive his no-trade clause. Whatever happens, the next few days are sure to be exciting for baseball fans. The Phillies have some tough decisions to make, but with a little creativity and negotiating skill, they could come out of the winter meetings with a stronger team and a brighter future. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, keep your head in the game.